Okay, so I'm gonna need to explain some stuff. Do Charlotte fans want me to explain it first? Why don't I explain it first? Let me start by explaining first what happens. So the linesman goes to drop the puck. Shelovs is not paying. He's still putting his blocker, his glove. He's getting all ready, and as he turns around to get set, the puck's already dropped and it's in his net. They're not supposed to drop the puck until the goaltender's set. The linesman should know this. And so the officials, they get together and they discuss, and they realize that you can't have a game end that way where the goaltender's not set, right? How many times have we seen like a goalie interference? You're like, goaltender's not set, goal doesn't count. I understand the fans were upset. I totally get why. I have never seen a linesman not look. And what's funny is that my first thought was to, when we play street hockey, we always look to make sure the referee that the goaltender's ready all the time. In fact, we'll have to look back like, you ready? All right, let's go. It should be ingrained in your mind at all times. Now, the arena was hot. The ice was not fantastic in this one tonight. A lot of bouncing pucks. I was concerned that we would get kind of a garbage goal that ended this, but it's an epic game. So let's go through the board. And I do understand why Charlotte fans would be upset. I totally get it. And Abbey fans right now, kind of happy. Which is a strange sensation. As a Canuck fan, it's really weird. I don't know. It reminds me of that whole Bart Simpson thing with, it's not exactly pride, but, and then Homer says, less shame? Yeah, less shame. All right. Shelovs versus Kakinen. If you want to find out why Shelov's name has been coming up in trade rumors, a game like this will show you why. Composed, great positioning, and he's the only reason this game goes to overtime. Early press by Charlotte. Blaine then gets denied from in close. Puljujarvi has a fast break chance. That's held. We get some pushing after that. The other thing I was very happy about tonight, obviously I know the Abbotsford players, and most of the players on Charlotte, I'm aware of them. I know who they are, so it's kind of an easy series, unlike the previous 2 years where it's been Hershey and Coachella Valley, and there have been some players that I wasn't as familiar with. So Brisebois fires one wide on a 3-on-2 rush. Things get punchy as Abby goes to the power play. There's an early clear and another. The Checkers rag the puck a little bit shorthanded. Then there's a shorthanded rush by Asplund, and the Canucks just can't get set up. But late in the penalty, with 15 seconds left in it, at 4:34, Sasson buries a rebound. The assist to Kudryavtsev, and there's another assist as well that I put as Sasson. Yeah, it's Blaine and Kudryavtsev with the assists on that. So that makes it 1-0 in favor of Abbotsford. Checkers look to respond. The shots are 4-2 in favor of Abbotsford at 5.5 minutes. Good forechecking by the Canucks leads to some pressure. Giuseppe has a one-timer that's held, and then on a rush from the high slot, Entwistle buries one at 7:59. It was past a screen as well. Puljujarvi and Kiersted with the assist. I thought Kiersted had a pretty good game tonight, and it's a 1-1 tie. So shot from distance, but past a screen, so forgivable there. The Checkers then get a power play, and it's a 4-minute. I believe this is Giuseppe getting the double minor. Early clear and then another. The Checkers, they cycle. Puck's cleared again. Benning has a shot that's kicked aside. Things get pushed on a hole by Shelovs. There's a shorthanded rush by Giuseppe, so he's not the one in the box. Then there's a shorthanded Waters rush in the final minute of the penalty. That power play's killed off, and the Canucks clear after it's done as well. Charlotte presses after it ends. They have some momentum. In fact, the shots are 11-6 for Charlotte with 6.5 minutes left. Carlson mishandles on a 3-on-2 rush, and it's the ice. Really, in all honesty, like, I would be standing here complaining about the lack of really good passes and, the crisp passing wasn't there, but it was the ice. It's a very warm arena there tonight, and record attendance of 8,667, so kudos to Charlotte for that. Interesting shaping, too, of the crowd and that building. It's a weird, the Bojangles Coliseum, Bojangles? What a great name for a building. And then we get, like, Crypto Building in L.A., but, yeah, they get the Bojangles, all the fun stuff in the minors. So, the shots are 11-6. Carlson mishandles because of the rough ice. There's a post for Chris Cuolo on a rush. The Checkers press are kept to the outside, and at 19:59. So it's one of those plays where it's a turnover, and Abby just lets down before the horn, and Okilyar buries one from Benning and Kierstead. So Kierstead with 2 assists in the first period, and just before the horn, it becomes 2-1 in favor of the Charlotte Checkers, who of course are the farm team of the Florida Panthers, thus the Florida Magnets on the board. Second period, early jump for Charlotte. Blaine trips on the puck on a rush, which kind of showed you that everything's kind of rough out there the night. Kierstead has a chance it's held. We get some pushing. Shots with 3-0 Checkers at 3 minutes. Chris Cuolo has a rush chance. That's blocked. Mueller goes end-to-end on a rush, but it's blocked from him getting to the net. Leonard fires one wide on a turnover rush. The Checkers press at 6.5 minutes. And on a turnover at 7:08, Sordoff puts in a wrister blocker side from the right circle. Chris Cuolo with the assist. It's a 3-1 lead in favor of Charlotte. And I thought Abby'd been flat, as shown by the shots. The shots were 20-8 in favor of the Checkers. So 3 goals against on Shelov's. Little did we know he wasn't going to allow another. You shall not pass. Then 22 seconds later, Abbotsford answers. Nate Smith buries one on a breakaway. Sammy Blaine with a really nice pass to get it to him to make it 3-2. Then the Checkers press. They draw a power play. The power play is prominent in this one, though not overly successful for the most part, up until late. But anyways, yeah, so Smith gets one to make it 3-2. Okilyar was down as the Checkers would draw a power play. He skates off, he exits. It was just 2 minutes on the play. What's interesting is they gave the 2 minutes to Kudryavtsev. It was Nielsen that was on that play, and it was an iffy play. So definitely one of those ones where the Canucks were just a little bit lucky. There's an early clear. Sordoff has a stick break. There's a shorthanded rush by Sasson. There's a late cycle. Power play's killed off. 2 shots on net during that power play. Then the Canucks get a power play, and they get the 4-minute power play. Klimovich has a wrister that's blocked and cleared out. The Canucks overpass. That leads to a shorthanded rush by Leonard. The overpassing will drive you nuts, won't it? Nielsen fires one wide, puck's cleared. Then Sammy Blaine hits the post, it's cleared again. Shelov's then ices the puck, so it's just one of those nights. Lockwood prevents a possible goal by Sasson, and then Bjornfoot with a clear that ends it. Just 1 shot during those 4 minutes for the Abbotsford Canucks. Canucks press with 4.5 minutes left. Things get pushy on a hold by Kakinen. Wolanin has a one-timer that's held. Okilyar returns at this point. He was gone for a while. He did play the rest of the game, though. Then Nate Smith can't bury a rebound. The Checkers rush. There is a Smith on both teams. I will make sure to put CJ Smith on the board as applicable as this series goes along. So things get, the Checkers rush. Checkers press with 3 minutes left. The Canucks press in the final minute. They draw a power play with 40 seconds left. So a lot of power plays in this. And then there's a shorthanded fast break by Sordoff that's defended. That kid's got speed for days. I think there's an NHL future for Sordoff. At least sort of. It does sound like sort of. So Nielsen fires one wide on a buzzer beater. So while Okilyar had the buzzer beater to end the first period, Nielsen's unable to do that for the Canucks, but it's 3-2 for Charlotte after 2. And it felt like the Canucks were very fortunate in that their goaltender was Shelov's. The shots were 26-15 at that point in favor of the Charlotte Checkers. So third period, Sasson has a rush chance that's defended. That's cleared. Then there's a shorthanded rush by Asplund. There's a late cycle by the Canucks. Carlson has a shot that's caught and held. The Checkers do finish the kill. Teams trade rushes. Nielsen has a net drive that's held. There's some pushing there. And after 2 periods of play in this playoffs, when Charlotte's leading, there were 7-0 coming into this game. So not really a team to cough up leads. Lockwood has a rush chance that's held. I think it's fun to see Lockwood in this series because he used to play for Abbotsford. Fans call one, the referee doesn't. Not the last time I'm going to say that here either. So lots of odd man rushes in the first 5 minutes for both teams. It was kind of fun. And I put here, don't pinch when Sordoff is near the puck. Jet Wu kept pinching, and I was getting kind of frustrated with it because Sordoff is one of those guys that if you're getting that pinch play, he has great transition speed. And so it tests Jet Wu's skating ability to get back and make sure he doesn't score. The shots are 2 apiece at 6.5 minutes, even though there were a lot of opportunities. And then at 8:14, A net feed on a rush goes in. Mueller scores from Nielsen on the play. He goes blocker side there. So Mueller ties the game at 3 in the third period, quiets down that Charlotte crowd just a little bit. Abby then presses for the lead, and they draw a power play. So right back to the power play. There's an early clear. The Checkers penalty kill to this point, 3 for 4 in the game. Blaine hits the side of the net, puck's cleared. There's a shorthanded break for Entwistle, but he loses the handle on it. So it's one of those, if he gets something there, we might be having a totally different conversation. But yeah, that doesn't happen. Another clear ends it. Things get pushed in a hole by Kakinen. Carlson has a turnover chance that's blocked. The Canucks press with 7.5 minutes left. Sasson has a net drive that's saved. Brisebois misses one high on a net drive. Good forechecking by Abby. And I kept watching for that with Charlotte because it is Florida's farm team, so forechecking is part of the game. But I thought Abby back-checked really well, and their forechecking was pretty prominent at this point in the game. Fans call one, the referee does not, and then with 3:41 left, Abbotsford gets a penalty, or gets a power play instead. So that's one of those situations where fans really don't like it because, no. Asplund fires one wide on a rush. The Canucks then go offside on the power play, but the referee is still informed that he sucks because otherwise, how would he know? Proving that ref, you suck is in every league. It's in every league. It's in every building. It's just, that's a chant now. So there's a shorthanded Leonard rush that's defended. The Checkers do kill that off, making them 5 for 6 on the penalty kill on the night. Chris Cuolo has a chance that's held. There's some scrumminess on that. DiGiuseppe has a wrister that's held, and we're 48 seconds away from overtime. And sure enough, it's 3-3 after the third period's done. We are headed to overtime. Carlson has a shot that deflects out in overtime. The teams trade turnovers. Puck's really bouncing. This is where the ice just, it felt like, kept getting worse. You know how at the start of the overtime, or start of any period really in hockey, you can clearly see all the markers on the ice and all the ads on the ice? Not in this one. This one, sure, at the very start, but 2 minutes in, it already looked all chewed up. So the Checkers press are kept to the outside. Chris Cuolo has a rush chance that's saved. Sasson has a net feed that's blocked. Sortif then has a chance that's held. Leonard fires one wide as the Checkers press. The Canucks are forced to ice it, which is something that happened a lot in that first overtime period. There's a post for Klimovich off of a good forecheck by the Abbey Canucks. Shots are 3-0 Charlotte at 8.5 minutes, so Canucks not able to get anything on the net, just that post for Klimovich for them. Puljujarvi has a rush chance that's blocked. Lockwood had a rush chance that's caught and held. DiGiuseppe has a wrister that's held. We're just past the 10-minute mark, so they took a commercial break and brought out the shovels at that stage. They shoveled the ice different. It was just one of those things where I watched that and I'm like, that's different. That's different than I normally see it. But anyways, Leonard fires one wide on a rush. We get a power play for Charlotte. It's another high stick. DiGiuseppe to the box here. Blocker save then on Benning. Puck's cleared out. Leonard has a shot that deflects out. The ice crew was needed because the pegs for the Canucks net weren't really sticking. So you kind of needed to get the drill. And it was really slushy at that point in time. There was one period where the announcers even like, well, they're waiting for the ice to harden, and I'm thinking, I know you're kidding, but probably not. There's a shorthanded Mueller break that's denied, and that was where both my wife and I were kind of excited. Power play's killed off 3 shots on net. The Checkers press after the power play's done. Back-to-back icings for the Canucks, and then it becomes 3. So a lot of icings by the Canucks. That was a period that was dominated. So Charlotte, 15.5 minutes into the overtime, outshooting the Canucks 11-2. Things get pushed in a hole by Kakinen. Charlotte comes out of it with their 5th power play. That leads to a shorthanded rush by Sasson. Leonard has a shot that's held. That power play's killed off, and we're going to double overtime. Still tied at 3. Early press by Abbotsford. There's a near miss for Carlson on a rebound. Sortif then has a rush that's blocked out. Entwistle fires one high on a rush. Charlotte scores on the face-off. But this is where that happened that I described at the start. The linesman drops the puck, should not have dropped the puck. The goaltender was not set, was nowhere near set. Yes, Abbotsford should have said something too, but it's double overtime. I'm sure everybody's exhausted. We'll see in game 2 whether or not it's the same linesman calling the game. It might be one of those situations where you're like, I know mistakes happen, but we'll switch out linesmen. Either way, the fans are livid. All the Charlotte players stand up for the rest of that period. And Charlotte kind of went on a bit of a mission at this point. So Shelov's not ready for the puck, so the ref is informed that he sucks. Because remember, that's the game-winning goal. So Charlotte's on the ice, they're celebrating, and the ref's like, they all talk. And when they showed the replay, I thought, that's not fair. Like, the face-off is all about fairness. That's why they've got the silly little T on the ice. That's why they're always waiting and waving guys out because, this guy's, it's not fair, it's cheating. But if the team's goaltender isn't ready, that's something you should be keeping an eye on. So I understand the ref, you suck. In fact, that's one of those times that I will say, yes, you should be chanting that. Kind of, sort of. But, I mean, it's the linesman that dropped the puck when he shouldn't have. And the funny part being, if Shelovs is set there, Shelovs is able to play that puck, Charlotte may still have scored. Charlotte had a lot of momentum to this point. So Shelovs holds the next checker's chance. The fans are still booing. And this is where, for Abbotsford, things are getting really dicey because Charlotte's controlling, and now they're determined. Like, you guys took that win away from us. Shots are 3-2 for the Checkers at 4.5 minutes. There's a post for Steves. Puck's cleared out there. That is the brother of Alex Steves of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization. Leonard has a shot that's caught and held. Shelovs the story. The Checkers are in complete control here. Shelovs holds amidst a dog pile. It is all Charlotte Checkers. I think they were just trying to let's just push the goalie in and get the goal and we'll go home. Then there's a delay game call. So Abbotsford goes to what is their 7th power play. Early clear in another. Waters to Sasson gets blocked. Puck's cleared out. And then Abby ends it. It's Klimovich on the power play. Max Sasson with the assist at 10:25 of the second overtime. Abbotsford steals it. And this is a steal. 4-3 in double overtime. They're up 1-0 in the series. And look at the shots. 14-8 Charlotte in the first. 12-7 Charlotte in the second. 9-8 Charlotte in the third. 16-3 for the Checkers in the first overtime, and 7-4 for the Checkers in the double overtime. Abbotsford with the shot that matters. Final shots are 54-30 in favor of the Checkers. Power plays, I've got 1 for 7 for Abbotsford. That is incorrect. It is just not. It just wasn't updated on the AHL site when I was writing everything down. That is a 2 for 7 because the Klimovich goal was a power play marker. And the Checkers 0 for 5. The Checkers came into this series with a power play that was running at 7%. And although they had a good power play tonight, they had opportunities, they still go 0 for 5. And this is something that really could be tough for them to win the series. Shelov saves 51 out of 54. And I don't know how many people in Abbotsford were chanting Artie, Artie, Artie while watching this game. There's probably more than a couple. And Kakinen saves 26 out of 30. So his save percentage takes a bit of a hit, while Shelov's save percentage goes up a little bit. And for Charlotte, this is a little bit of adversity, which they hadn't had because they'd won 8 games in a row coming into this one. So for Abbotsford, now they focus on Sunday. It is a matinee game on Sunday. Interestingly enough, it starts at 1 o'clock my time. I'm having a street hockey game at 5 o'clock. In the event that I'm doing up the board and that the game goes to overtime again, I will pack the board into the van, which is okay now. We will drive it to the meetup, and I will complete the notes, and I will do the review from the meetup, if that is necessary. I'm kind of hoping it's finished in regulation, so I don't have to take a board all the way to Hickey Park. But if I have to, I will. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see if I'm actually playing or if I'm watching while everybody else is playing. And I'm watching the game. You guys go play. Although I don't know how many guys are going to want to play if the next game goes into double overtime or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Hit like and subscribe in the event that you may not have done so already. Totally understanding that for Charlotte fans tonight, they're going to be angry. Yeah, I totally get that. I think the referee made the right call in saying that goal can't stand. We can't have that. But that's on the linesman. And so we'll see what happens from here. But anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.